You're back with the First Responders Podcast. I'm Brian, I'm your host. Before I play the next episode, I'd like to say just a little something. You know, in episode 1, when I talked about my motivation behind doing this podcast, one of the things that I mentioned was the loss of 2 Virginia Beach police officers. Christopher Reese and Cameron Givens were senselessly gunned down while conducting a traffic stop February 22nd of 2025. And I have wrestled with whether to do this or not. But at the end of the day, I believe those men deserve their respect. So I'm going to give it to them. I'm also playing taps for Deputy Sheriff Antonio Ailman from the Donna Ana Sheriff's Office in New Mexico. Deputy Ailman's end of watch was January 8th, 2025. Gentlemen, your sacrifice is appreciated. We have the watch. Rest in peace.
Welcome to the First Responders Podcast, the podcast for first responders, made by first responders. Now, for your host, Brian Miller, a retired first responder with over 25 years of experience.
All right, we're here in the beautiful city of Chesapeake. You're back with the First Responders Podcast. We are talking to Deputy Fire Marshal Simuel Frazier from the Chesapeake Fire Department. How we doing this morning, sir?
Good morning. Having a great day. How about yourself?
Not bad. Always good to be retired.
That is it. I'm working toward that.
I hear you, brother. So, Samuel, real quick, give me an overview of the city of Chesapeake and the department that protects it.
Wow, okay. So, a little bit of history about the city of Chesapeake. The fire department was founded in 1892 in the suburbs of South Norfolk, Virginia Highlands and a handful of citizens concerned about the lack of fire protection in their small community met to organize the South Norfolk Volunteer Fire Department under the leadership of elected Chief Captain George Funk. So that's pretty much how the department was started. They acquired a old hand-drawn reel, and it was outfitted with a few hundred feet of hose. So that was basically the start of it. And then in 1911, the department secured a horse-drawn reel from the Berkeley Fire Department, who had obtained it from Jamestown. And the reel and wagon were pulled by a horse that could be pressed into service when alarm sounded. So they had a horse, they used it, but when Chesapeake got it, we had a mule. So we were given a mule, actually. We didn't have anything. We were given a mule by the Greenleaf Johnson Lumber Company. They gave us a mule, and then we quickly traded that mule out for a horse. So that was like back in 1915. And then, after 1917 time frame, under the dedicated and excellent leadership of the department, Second Chief S.H. Dennis, the department became completely motorized. And I guess that was a big thing. A 500 GPM American LaFrance was purchased, and a Ford truck chassis was converted to a hose wagon. So you can see the progression. We started by a hand pulled wagon, then we started with a mule, then we got a horse, and then in 1917, we it went completely motorized. 1963, the city of Chesapeake was established after the merger of South Norfolk and Norfolk County on January 1st. Fire Station number 1 and 2 joined forces with Brentwood, Deep Creek, Fentress, Great Bridge, St. Bride's, Sunray, Washington Barrow, Western Branch departments of the city of Chesapeake Fire Department. So basically in 1963, all of the South Norfolk, West Norfolk, all those areas, because, at one time Western Branch was considered as West Norfolk once you come across the bridge. So all of those communities combined together and formed the city of Chesapeake Fire Department.
And that was one of the reasons I wanted you to talk about the city, because we all know in this area, Norfolk and Portsmouth, been around since the 1700s.
Right.
And Chesapeake is a very young city compared to everybody else. And y'all have come a long way in such a short time.
Yes. We are looked at as one of the most innovative departments in the country right now. A lot of different departments call us when they want to see things or ask us questions of how things are done and how things are run or different things of that nature. So, leaving that to our chief, Chief Gilisano and his staff are very creative and very innovative, keeping us with the top equipment and the most technology that they can put out and put in the field to help us do our job more effectively and safely.
It's good to get that recognition from the departments around you that lets you know that not only you're doing your job at your level, but the guys above you also know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's outstanding. So tell me a little bit about the size of the department.
Today we are a large municipality. The fire department provided protection for roughly 365 miles of residential commercial development. We have 15 stations that cover the city with 3 battalion chiefs, 17 engines, 3 ladders, 12 full-time and 2 part-time medic units on duty each day. The department averages about 35,000 calls a year. Conducts business inspections, school drills, station tours, demonstrations, mandatory 2 hours of training, and each day. So after doing all that, we still have to do a mandatory 2 hours training each day. Sometimes that may be in the gym, it may be in the book, but we have to get that mandatory 2 hours of training each day. So we have evolved into a fairly decent sized department. We sitting at right about 400 sworn firefighters, maybe around 53, 55 civilian employees within the department. So we're growing each day. The city is continually to grow. So it's 2 more stations on the books that will be coming out soon. And not to leave out Northwest military base, they also run calls with us because
I didn't know
they
that.
sit on the
They
sit on that borderline of Chesapeake, North Carolina. But they will, because we respond to their base, they will run calls with us. They'll respond outside of their base as well. So, and they have a medic unit in the engine, so they're not officially part of Chesapeake.
Well, a lot of people don't even know that place is out there.
Yeah.
It's been hidden out there for so long. I mean, it was out there as long as I can remember.
So they own our radio system. Calls come out, they'll jump on the calls and run it. And so we appreciate them for helping us out on that back end of Chesapeake as well.
So tell me about the shift work. What kind of shifts do your regular firefighters do, the guys out there on the floors?
Okay, we call it like a Kelly schedule. We have 3 shifts, A, B, and C shift. We average about 100 firefighters on duty each day. We come in at 7 a.m. and of course we leave 7 a.m. the next morning. So that's basically our shift work in a nutshell. They're, flirted with trying to change, put out some questionnaires about what may be better to help out, because everybody's dealing with sleep deprivation and different things of that nature. So they try to do different things within the station. Like now the radios used to cut off at 10, but now they cut off at 8, so it kind of like gives some of that quiet time, more time to, I guess, not turn your brain off, but, calm your brain down. So, when it would stay on till 10 o'clock. So if you may be ready to go lay down, but you still got the radio on going throughout the building across the whole city. So that was one of the
so they actually,
initiatives that we took, yeah.
So after, you said 10 o'clock?
So it was 10, but now they cut it down to like 8 o'clock now.
So unless your station specifically gets a call, you don't
hear any radio traffic until,
cool.
yeah. But it used to be like that till 10 o'clock. So,
okay.
So they're doing different things to, like I said, help us as firemen take care of our bodies and different things. And I don't want to say firemen, firefighters take care of it. It got to be politically correct, right? Firefighters take care of their bodies and give us that downtime too.
And you know that you're talking about they always do questionnaires about whether they want to change the schedule. And, you know, I was a deputy for 20 years and we worked the same sort of schedule, but we did 12s and not 24s. And every once in a while you get a supervisor, oh, we're going to change things up. We're going to change things up.
Right.
And there's no way to do it without running into a boatload of overtime. But for most of us, we like that schedule.
Yeah.
You know, I know at one point I went from our 12-hour rotating schedule to a Monday through Friday schedule. And it was good for the first couple of months, but you know, when you get to the point where you got to take a leave to go see a doctor or go do this or go do that Monday through Friday thing isn't always cracked up to be.
Yeah. And so now being in the Marshal's office, my schedule is Monday through Friday. I love it. Didn't feel like I was going to be able to adjust to it.
Yeah.
I still have a hard time sleeping at night. That's just come with the nature of the job. And even though I work I'm a 40-hour week guy, I like to keep my skills proficient. So I still go out and I ride the box.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then every now and then I'll get lucky and they'll throw me a bone and put me on the engine. But I know when I sign up for OT, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be on the box. So,
and I will tell you the sleep thing. And like I told you earlier, I just retired. And dude, I'm up walking around the house at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And that's I guess we'll say the nature of the beast, right?
Yeah, so, exactly.
And we deal with it because we work a job that we love.
Yeah.
We are servants of our community and providing that service and being ready at all times. That's the only thing I can relate it to. It's like, well, why you don't sleep? You don't work that schedule anymore. I'm like,
that's a hard adjustment.
Yeah,
man.
I just want to be ready, you know. So
unless you've done it,
yeah,
you don't understand.
Yeah,
you know, your body doesn't adjust to things that easily.
Yeah, it's a funny thing with me. When I first came in the department, I was at Station 9, which is the old Brentwood, and they built a new one. And I was at the new station, and I had my speaker box turned on 10 because I didn't want to miss a call. And then when that thing went off, I was almost jumped on the ceiling every time, but I was up. So things that we do, right? So now 12 o'clock, 12 a.m., I'm just trying to wind down and try to lay down for a couple of hours. So, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the recruiting and the hiring process for the City of Chesapeake Fire Department.
Okay. So that's right up my alley because I am the lead recruiter for the city.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. So that was a great question. We recruit everywhere, right? We push out recruiting. We try to find the best people, regardless of your race, your any of that. You know, if you meet the qualifications, we're looking for the best people that we can place in the job. And sometimes, you know, our staff will say, boy, I think that's a diamond in the rough. So, you know, we take chances and give people chances and opportunities to work this job where they may not appear to be a firefighter, or they may have a blemish here or a blemish there. We give people an opportunity to be great. If they show us that they want to be great, we give them that opportunity to try to be great. We also have a program where we we extended our age limit. So at first, if you were in high school, if you were a high school senior, you couldn't apply till you were out of high school, till you had your high school diploma. But now what we do is we work so close with our schools in our city that we'll allow our high school seniors to apply for the job as long as they are completely done with high school, have their diploma, and have their driver's license. They're 18 by the time the academy start. So you could be 17 years old, a senior in high school, but you turned 18 in June, our academy started in July, you can still complete your process. Yeah. So by long as you're of age and have your diploma and things by the time the academy starts. So that's a good thing. We're getting younger guys coming in now at the age of 18.
And that's when you and I talked the first time. That's one of the goals of my podcast is to get these young people involved. Because the old guys like you and I, man, we can't do this forever.
Right.
And, me coming from a law enforcement background, we surely need help.
Yeah.
And it's my understanding that fire departments are the same way.
Yes.
Everybody's. Now, does Chesapeake, do the school system have a firefighter program?
We do have a firefighter program, like I said, Chesapeake. Those guys are great. They partner with the city of Chesapeake Fire Department, but their instructor, I don't think they have the same instructor now, but the instructor they had or maybe still have, he was awesome. And he prepared those kids for the process, they were prepared for the firefighting process, the hands-on process. But what blew my mind is how intelligent they were at that young age and how mature they were at that young age. Like I said, those guys are guys and girls are great. The instructors are great. They are well trained, and they, like I said, their maturity level is through the roof.
And as part of the program, do they get to come hang out with you guys or do anything with the active firefighters?
We perform ride time. They don't quote me on this, but I know at one point they were having ride time with us, but they were only riding on the medic.
Gotcha.
They were not riding on the engine. So they were ride on the medic, but of course they couldn't do anything, but we didn't allow them to ride on the engine. So I don't know how or where we are with that right now, but they were able to ride the medic at one point.
Well, I mean, as well as I do, even a little exposure.
Yes.
Because the big thing that we deal with on our jobs, whether you're firefighter or law enforcement, is the stress.
Yes.
That the knowledge and all of that to me is secondary. It's the stress and being able to make those split-second decisions.
Right.
And doing stuff like that. And if you can't deal with that at an early age, I don't think that's something they can train into you.
I don't think you can be trained. Firefighting, being a sheriff, being a police officer, being a public servant, it's more than a job. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you're going to go through so many different things, and you're going to have to deal with so many different things. You're never going to be prepared for everything that comes your way. But as long as you have the maturity and the bandwidth to, what we say is chew up the meat and spit out the bones, take in all that you need to take in and throw away all the trash. If you can do that, then you'll be able to have a long career here, and you'll be able to sustain yourself doing this job. But it could be very, very, very stressful dealing with people on their worst day every day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I stress to anybody when they talk about being a first responder, because you and I, we've got a lot of years between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I've got an EMS background before I went into law enforcement. And you and I have seen a lot.
Yes.
And I know for a fact, and I'm sure you'll agree, that the vast majority, at least to me, of people out there first have no idea what we see and what we do and can't deal with.
No idea at all. I guess they figure we just go and ride on the fire truck and go to the store.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what, my dad, and I think I've told you, my dad was a firefighter for 35 years.
Yes.
Started back in the 60s and retired in the 90s. And he used to tell me that, well, we do more than play dominoes. Because back then it was sitting in front of the fire station playing dominoes.
Right.
And, I used to kid him because my dad, when he retired, was a captain at the time. And he would, I got to go fight fire and save lives. I'm like, man, you're sitting up in the truck and pointing. But no, he was an old school smoke eater, man.
Right.
Captain, he's in there doing the same thing that the firefighters are doing. So tell me a little bit about the training. Start out with the academy, where you guys go through the academy.
Okay, so our academy, right now, our academy is at St. J's Naval Base, which is right on the Portsmouth
So you're still,
Chesapeake line. We're
I'll
still at
tell you,
St.
dude, I
J's.
started that academy as a volunteer
Oh, wow. Okay.
probably in 92 or
Mhm.
93 and I ended up having neck surgery and not being able to finish the academy. But yeah, they're still doing it at Julian's Creek, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it there, but we're working on building our own facility right there behind Station 7 off of Battlefield, the one we just talked about in southern Chesapeake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got a lot of land back there. So we're working on building our own little facility back there. So that's probably going to be the home of our.
Are they going to do a burn house and everything?
From my understanding, it's going to be top notch. They're going to have everything that we need to train our recruits the best, possible. So right now our academies fluctuate between 7 and 9 months.
Yeah. That's not residential, right? You go home at the end of every day.
You go home at the end of every night. Yeah, every day. So 8 hours a day you come in, or it may vary depending on what you're doing that day. So you come in, like I said, it's 7 months, 7 to 8 months, and 7 to 9 months, and then you're going to do your EMT and your firefighter 1 and your firefighter 2.
Okay.
During that span. Typically, they'll get some engine time as far as pumping, but normally they have to come back after they go out into the stations. They'll come back and get driver pump operator trained, and then they'll go back into.
Yeah, if I remember right, that's sort of kind of a specialty type thing. Not everybody does that, right?
Not in Chesapeake. In Chesapeake, everyone is trained to drive and pump. Yes. So I know, for example, in Norfolk, that's almost a promotion.
Yes, exactly.
To be the driver pump operator.
I know at one time they were getting extra pay for
Yeah. Yeah. So in Chesapeake, we all train the same.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
a good thing. Yeah.
Somebody taps out and then somebody jumps right in the seat.
Yeah, we're all trained the same. And the thing I like about a lot of our older guys, which I'm probably considered one of the older guys now, but a lot of our older guys, when I came in, they trained you to their standard, and they wanted you to know everything they knew, because once you left the station, they didn't want anybody to say, "Hey man, what type of guy you sending me over here?" Right? So you was a reflection of them, whether you were the greatest firefighter or whether you were the worst firefighter, you were going to be a reflection of them. So they poured into you all of their knowledge. So, and that was the one thing I took away from being a young firefighter, was the knowledge that was being poured into me that allowed me to go out and perform my job at a high level.
So after your 6 or 8 month academy, I know there's like probationary time, right?
Yeah. Usually on probation, probation is a year. And then you got to fill out your, what we call the red and blue book. Mm-hmm. I think now they say it's on the iPad now. So
it's on the iPad.
Yeah, so it's on the iPad now. But you had a red book and a blue book that you had to be able to complete.
Yes, fire and then medical.
Right, fire and medical. Right. So you would have to complete certain skills and get all those skills checked off. Fire side is fairly easy because you can basically train on those skills if you had to. The medical side is a little more difficult because of, you waiting on the code, right? So there's certain things you got to do. You got to perform certain things in real time. And, basically in real time, you got to be able to perform and do these things. So once you clear that book and your probation is up, then you'll get your, what you say is you'll graduate to the next level. You'll get your yellow helmet. Okay. Yeah.
And you come out of the academy as a firefighter 2 and an EMT.
Right. When I was in the academy, we had to get trained to the enhanced level. Okay. So I came out as they call it from zero to hero. So I came out as a firefighter with my 1 and 2 firefighter 1 and 2 certifications and my hazmat certification, and I came out as a EMT enhanced.
So let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Are you a fire guy or a medic guy?
I think I'm both. I think I'm 50-50.
That's unique.
And the reason why I say that is I've had the opportunity to use my medical skills more than I've had to use my firefighter skills, right? And so because of that, I'm at the circus and a lady drops out.
Yeah.
I click right in and jump and render aid to this
That's amazing.
this female, right?
Teach all that stuff in your
Right.
head and
So
think about it.
So I want to say it's fit. I want to say it's they're close. They're fit. I don't mind the medic. A lot of guys left the department and went to do some guys that are, let's say, fire marshals. They're fire marshals because they were tired of the medic, right?
Yeah.
So it's like first chance I get to try to go somewhere else, I'm gonna do that. Or they got promoted because now once you get promoted to lieutenant, you don't ride the medic anymore, so it's things like that. But I always embraced the medic.
My background's a little different because I started in EMS down in North Carolina.
Okay.
And I was told by my father, because I wanted to come up here and get in the fire department. And he was like, if you want to get in the fire department, you got to do the EMS stuff.
Right.
Because back then, this would have been early 90s, and they were still in the process of merging everybody.
Right.
And I ended up not being a half bad EMT, which worked out because I tried the fire department. I had some back problems, so that didn't work out. I ended up working on private ambulance service for a couple of years before I got into the sheriff's office. But a conversation that my dad and I always had was, firefighters don't want to be medics. Medics don't want to be firefighters.
And that's true to a certain extent.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Especially now, this is the old guys like me. I think I got a couple of years of them. But the old guys, they made my dad, and it was probably early 90s, right before he retired, as a captain, made him go through EMT training. Full well, he wasn't getting on them able.
But he had to have the certification.
Yeah. So let's talk about, so you come out of the academy, you're an EMT firefighter. What do you guys split time on the box? Because I know we also have paramedics.
Yes. So if we go back, I came out in 2004, 2006 was when I came out to the field. So back then you were a paramedic and you were enhanced person every shift, right? So like I said, you would split time and your rotation would be with your medic.
Okay.
So you may be on one, off two, on one, off two. It just depends on how it flow. A lot of times, like my station was very busy, and because I was at Station 9, and we had 3 medics. So every third shift, I would be back on the medic with my assigned medic, and it worked out wonderful for me, having the time. And then even on the engine, I caught some of my worst calls on the engine. So yeah, so.
Because I see.
And then we all going to the hospital anyway. So yeah, I'm on the engine, but I'm still in the back of the medic. Yeah.
I'm starting to see now where some of these cities are hiring part-time medics to just come fill those medics.
Right. Because it's different now. Because like you said, you got a lot of people that just want to ride the medic.
Yeah.
So, you hire part-time medics to come in.
That's the way Chesapeake was at first, right?
Oh, when you say at first. So I've been there 19 years and we've had some part-time medics, but they were just in certain locations. But that was a program that started while I was here. I don't know prior to me coming, but yeah, while I was here, they started that program.
Yeah, I know. If I remember correctly, when Chesapeake first started combining, they hired a lot of part-time medics.
Yeah, I can understand.
Until they got their, got all their guys up to speed. Now, will the city pay for you to go to paramedic training?
And that's great. We've been doing so good with that. Another thing, kudos to our chief. We were so busy trying to hire outside, trying to get paramedics to come here with their paramedic already. Till he was like, I might as well just invest. Let's invest in our own people.
Yeah.
So when they come out the academy, say, hey, if you're interested in paramedic, this is what we're gonna do, and it'd be full after every academy. It's the group of young lady and young men come out, and they want to be paramedics, and they go right into paramedic school. So now our shortage is not as bad with paramedics. I don't even think we, on the recruiting side, it was times where all we were looking for was paramedics. But we were going to EMS expos just simply to find paramedics. And, so that has died down a lot because we're building our own paramedics.
And do you do I guess you go through the local school through TCC?
Yes, we use TCC, yes.
Outstanding.
Yep, so we do that. And like I said, if they're on duty, they shifts get covered and different things of that nature. So it's a good deal.
Yeah, I've always been a proponent of promoting within the department.
Yes.
And I hate it when a lot of these cities will go outside of their department, especially for chiefs and assistant chiefs and stuff like that. I grew up right here, and I think all your city leadership should have some time in it, at least living in the city.
Yep.
Tell me about the special divisions that you guys have. I know you're a fire marshal, and what other opportunities are there for a young firefighter?
I mean, so coming out, it's almost like while you're in the academy, it's like you're preparing yourself for the NFL draft. I guess that's what I would compare it to. So you have these specialty teams, and so we have hazmat, we have tech rescue, we have the phone team, we have the marine team, and then you have CRR, which is community risk reduction, which is a specialty team, but you can't come right out of the academy and come to the community risk reduction. But so these teams, their captains and battalion chiefs they're out there snooping around trying to find the best person who's going to fit what they're doing. And some people come out and they have backgrounds in the hazmat, tech rescue. This academy, we have quite a few special forces guys. Yeah. And so these guys are they're being looked at like, okay, we can use this guy here, we can use that guy there. So, and that's pretty much how it is. If you perform well within the academy and you do good things within the academy, coming out the academy, those specialty groups will be like very, very interested in you. So
on you as soon as you come out. Huh?
So as soon as you come out, you'll be assigned to one of the specialty groups. I was a little worried, a little leery because I didn't necessarily want to be in a specialty group. When I came out, my station, it was like the radio team. So it was a specialty group, but it wasn't like a specialty group.
Okay.
Because I wanted to learn how to be a great firefighter before I had to tack on anything else, right? Yeah. So that was my plan, and it worked out. So where I didn't go to a specialty house, where I had to learn how to be a firefighter medic, and I had to learn how to play within that special field at the same time. So, my thing was I pushed myself, learned how to be a great firefighter. And then I started to reach out and to seek other different things. But those opportunities are there for them right out of the academy. Like I said, CRR, you have to be community risk reduction. You have to be there you have to be in the department with about 5 years experience.
What do they do?
So that's the Marshal's office.
Oh, okay.
So we just changed the name is community risk reduction now. So that's the name now. So we do pretty much the same thing. We do all of the building inspections, code compliance. We do our fire investigations. We make our own arrests. We do the school drills.
And I'm sure as a fire marshal, you had to do some sort of police academy, correct?
Yes, so we had to do, it's longer now, but I forget how long it is now, but I had to do 10 weeks at the Virginia Fire Marshals Academy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's not the city police academy.
No.
Okay.
Might be going that way, but not right now. So,
nice.
Yeah, so we did that in Blackstone, Virginia. We was up there for, like I said, about 10 weeks. I think now it's maybe like 12 or 14 weeks now. It's a great class. You meet with the fire marshals all across the state of Virginia, and, y'all talk about common things and things that are not so common. And,
it's amazing, even me, and I think most of us first responders, when we're in public, at least to my experience, we tend to keep to ourselves until we run into another first responder.
Yeah,
and then it's story time and all that. But
yeah.
So we'll wrap this up real quick. Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Take a minute. Tell me what it is that sets this department apart from everybody else. You're the recruiting guy. Let's do some recruiting.
Okay. One word I would say family.
There you go.
And I say family because we take care of our own. And in a family you have disagreements, you have arguments, you might even have a fist fight. But when it's time for the rubber to meet the road, we all come together and make sure we stay together and take care of each other as a family. And I've experienced that, not personally, but I can say a little personally, but I've experienced that. And I've been in the rooms where things were happening and where other firefighters were making things happen for another brother or sister that was in need. And I've been there in the conversations where a citizen needed a wheelchair ramp done, and how we came together and went out and bought the wood and built the wheelchair ramp on our own time. So I've been in those rooms where it was time for us to make donations because we had another brother or sister dealing with a cancer situation and their family was running low, or somebody's running short on vacation time or sick leave, and we got to donate to the sick bank. I've been in those rooms and I've watched my brothers and sisters do whatever they needed to do to make sure that other brother and sister in need got exactly what they needed to sustain themselves and sustain their family while they were in the situation that they were in.
You hit the nail right on the head, because growing up around cops and firefighters like I did and becoming a deputy sheriff, the big thing about first responders is we are a family.
Right.
I mean, we spend more time with our coworkers, and, weekends, holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, it doesn't matter what you've got going on. That job's got to be done.
It got to be done. You're right.
And, we spend so much time together, and that's unfortunately one of the things that the younger generation, I don't think they're like that.
No.
I don't think it's as,
it's a different breed.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the nicest way I can put it. It's a different breed.
Well, like you said early, being a first responder, whether it's a firefighter or a deputy sheriff or a police officer, it's kind of a call.
Right.
A lot of the new guys, and I'm not trying to talk trash about this younger generation, but a lot of the new guys, it's just a job.
It's just a job.
And the thing about it, especially now, and me coming from law enforcement, it's a hostile work environment.
Yes.
And you guys get into a little bit, but it's still, we see and we deal with so much bad stuff that it's our coworkers that get us through that thing.
Yes. Yes.
Because the 9-to-5 people, like we said earlier, don't have a clue.
No.
Don't know what's going on.
No.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to add about the Chesapeake Fire Department?
Like I said, it's a great department. We've been hiring for the last 2 or 3 years.
So is there a process ongoing now?
It's a process going now, and we have a hiring process going on. So we have a group that's in the academy now.
Okay.
And we have a hiring process going on right now. We got an open house coming up this weekend.
All right. You want to give us some contact information or a way to get hold of Chesapeake Fire Department if they're interested in becoming a firefighter?
Of course. If you're interested in becoming a firefighter, you can always go to City of Chesapeake website, click on the Fire Department tab, and there's another tab in there that says interest card. If you fill out that interest card, and what I like to tell people is, once you fill out that interest card, you don't have to come looking for us. We're going to come looking for you. So whatever we're doing, hiring, open house, ping pong game, whatever we're doing, we're going to send you an email saying, hey, this is what we're doing on this date and this time. We would love for you to come out. So that's what we say. That's the easiest way. We'll let you know when we're hiring everything. You don't have to chase us. We'll chase you. So.
All right. Well, with that, that's going to wrap it up for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Marshall Frazier, I appreciate the time.
I appreciate it. It's been my pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there. Watch your six and watch each other. We'll talk to you later.
You have been listening to the First Responders Podcast with your host, Brian Miller. Please tune in for future episodes of this podcast. Our podcast is dedicated to the men and women who serve the public as first responders. Thank you.